Time's up. Let's do this.
Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Storm Halls episode 2. Today we bring you a really exciting match between a fellow representative from Singapore, that's going to be Candy, as well as Cow Level Gaming from the Philippines. I am Babel and I'll be your shoutcaster, host, whatever, just one guy doing everything. And I'm also going to be pretty excited here because this is the first time, in Southeast Asia we actually have got this kind of a level of play. And more importantly, because over the last weekend at GameStart 2014, it's an event here in Singapore, was highly successful, and we just saw Kiro's team. It's not a full lineup for Candy tonight, but it's still majority of that team that played in GameStart actually came from Candy. So yeah, they won 2 games up straight up against another fellow Singaporean team, which is once again another testament to the mere fact that they're actually pretty dominating in Singapore. So it's really good to have them representing the country. And we also have on the Philippine side Cow Level Gaming. And Cow Level Gaming, it's not a very new team. This guys has been around for a really long time. And also they did take part in Kings of the Storm, which is a fellow NA grassroots tournament that happened. I think it's a weekly tournament. So I'm looking at one of the results for that particular tournament. They actually, for Cow Level Gaming, we're talking about them, right? They actually went into the tournament and they actually won some other team, which is pretty good. Let me just pull up my information chart here. They did lose against Team Liquid, but that's fine. I mean, if you're matched up against Team Liquid in a single elimination bracket way early on, it's always going to be difficult to, come up on top of that. That said, they are a professional team, of course, and this year we're just looking at some competitive teams in Southeast Asia. Right, so I am Babel and I've been shoutcasting for Heroes for just 2 weeks. So if I have some problems with some of the skill names, please do give me some space to improve on. And also, would really appreciate feedback. And you guys must be wondering, I thought that you said you're going to find a co-caster last week on last week's show, but here's the thing. It's not really the fact that I don't want to find a co-caster. I'm really excited about getting someone to co-host this show with me. But just to clarify, because I'm really new in this game and all, I really like the fact that I just try my thing and try to find my own signature, my own flavor, and along the way then I try and work with someone else to bring the chemistry together, rather than getting someone straight up off the front into this show and having a little bit of a trouble to work on those chemistry. It's really interesting to have those issues. Right, so I'm actually creating the game now, but meanwhile, yes, the team that Cow Level Gaming won was at Victorium, and this is a King of the Storms weekly number 2. So that's actually some pretty good stuff coming from there. Right, so I'm actually like I said, I'm actually doing some job here, and that's actually just trying to talk to the players a little bit, and we hope to maybe just get a little bit more action underway soon. So in case for you guys who do not understand what the Storm Halls is about, this show has got 2 segments. The first segment is really straight out just a best of 5, no bars hold, drafting included, kind of a show match. And the second part of this segment, or rather the second segment of the show, will be a podcast. Podcast is just talking to the winning team and losing team as well, trying to understand, get into their head there, and know what's up, what went wrong essentially, and that's actually pretty fun to see. So without further ado, for all of you who are here for the pre-show, you guys saw that true RNG generator there, and it showed that the result between 0 and 1 is 1. So that's actually how we do the RNG flip here. Walking through the rules, it's actually very simple. We've got 3 different stages for the drafting. For the first stage, we actually do a bit of an RNG flip. So both team picks either one of 2 numbers, 0 or 1. And it seems like it was Candy that went with 1, so the RNG flipped there, or rather the true number generator just decided to go with 1. So therefore, they will have the option of deciding for the first game, do they want to go for map pick or first pick. And effectively, they decided to go with map pick. So for this game, we're going to have map pick going towards Candy, first pick will go towards Cow Level Gaming. And also for subsequent games, you're just going to switch the sides over. Now, rules for map pick is very simple. You can only pick a map that you haven't won on before. So you are allowed to reuse a map that your team has lost before. Still pretty fine, and it's pretty good. So we're trying to get a very wide, diversified range of maps for us today. But of course, there's only the 5 maps in Heroes of the Storm, so we're gonna have to work with that. Right. So that said, going into the screen here for map pick. And do note, because of the lack of a proper drafting screen, we are actually going to have to do this very manually. So given the fact that I'm doing this by myself, you guys can add up the math to know that this is actually not going to be pretty easy on my side. But no matter what, it is just really excited to be here. So here we go. This is game number 1 between Candy from Singapore as well as CLG, which stands for Cow Level Gaming from the Philippines. So really excited here today, because you know I'm actually a Singaporean, so I have got my own country's team going out for a lot of good games tonight. I wish they win, but we'll see what happens here. So game 1, and the map that they decide to go for will be Cursed Hollow. Cursed Hollow is a very exciting map. You've got some pretty good objectives. For all of you who are still not in the alpha yet, I will actually take just 2 minutes to talk about this map here. It's actually a very simple map. All you need to do is just to get some tribute. Once you get 3 tribute, your opponent's team gets cursed. What that means is that towers will no longer attack, and minions that got spawned halfway through every single lane will only have 1 HP. So it's very easy to push, with the fact that actually towers here in Heroes of the Storm run out of ammunition, from time to time. Right. So here we go. We're going into Cursed Hollow. So for Cursed Hollow, what we're going to do now is we're going to do a bit of a draft here for both sides. It's actually pretty nice to see, because the draft will include 2 heroes getting banned away, straight up, as well as the fact that we will also have some pretty good picks coming in. So we're going to do this 1-2-2-2-2-1 post-banning phase, right? So banning phase, the team with the first ban, that would be CLG for this game, will get the first option to ban 1 hero that they don't want to play, or rather they don't want their opponents to pick up. Of course, we're not allowing duplicate heroes here. And that's actually what I think would be pretty exciting to see, because you don't really want to have both teams using just the same hero, and that would be pretty interesting to see as well. So here we go. Going into this game here, it's pretty good to see that we are now just nicely deciding who's going to be picking what for this first game. So here we go. Banning the hero straight up. Coming out from Team CLG, it will be a Tassadar. Tassadar is the favorite hero from Candy. It's also some of the main reasons why they've been able to steamroll so well at both game start as well as last Friday night's episode 1 against Team Cannon. So it's a pretty good hero, of course, and it is played fantastically well on Ray. Now we're gonna see that getting denied here, and we'll also have a first ban Zeratul coming out from Team Candy. So Zeratul is, as you guys know the name there, that guy is full of stealth. That guy is also the guy from StarCraft. So this is Zeratul, for all you guys wondering. There we go, Zeratul there, gonna get banned out already. So Zeratul will not be available for this game, and Zeratul is just one of those heroes that has got such a good ganking potential, jumping behind enemy lines, in fact behind tower as well. That's some pretty good stuff. Moving forward, we actually have with us the next hero banned already, and that would be Nova. Nova gonna get banned here, coming out from Team CLG. A lot of thought has been placed here in this particular draft here, simply because it's the first time both teams meet up, and you don't want to lose the first game, no matter what. It's always good to win the first game. The first game means that you know that you are able to win your opponent before your team starts questioning if that can even be a possibility there. So going in now, we're gonna have the next ban. As you can see on the top half of the screen, the pick, once it gets lighted up, that's actually the team's turn to ban the heroes for now. But later on, it'll be their turn to pick. So we have got also the last ban for this game, and it would be Uther. Uther gonna get banned, pretty heavy support. And I just like the fact that we've seen some pretty good bans already, showing us that we're actually expecting a pretty good game here, coming from both sides. Uther is a personal favorite support of mine. I like him because of some wide variety of reasons. No, I don't have Uncle Fatty shirt, but it's just the fact that this guy can heal so much in the shortest possible time. Right, and Pre-10 is a very strong hero. We talked about heroes provide substantial heals at pre-10 stages, and actually Uther is one of those. So right, we have got 4 heroes banned away already, and that would be Uther, Zeratul, Tassadar, and Nova. All 4 will not be allowed to be picked up here for this first game between both teams, right? So the bans work both ways. Now we're gonna have the first pick coming up from CLG, and it seems like they've decided already, and they will go ahead with a pretty simple pick here. They decide to ban Tassadar and ban Nova. They actually decide to pick a Tyrael straight up. So they will pick the first hero, and what I mean by a 1-2-2-2-2-1 mode of picking is that the team with the first pick will pick the first hero, the team with the second pick will pick 2 heroes after that, and then the team with the first pick will pick 2 more heroes, and thereafter they just pick until they are left with 1 hero there. So pretty simple picking strategy so far, just trying to make sure that there is a very even way of picking going out here. So Tyrael gonna be the first pick coming out from Team Cal Level Gaming from the Philippines, of course. And moving forward, now we're just waiting for Team Candy from Singapore to decide the first 2 hero. Pretty nice to see that they've already decided, and it would be Anub'arak and Feldstad. Anub'arak is actually a pretty strong hero. Very, very mobile hero. Pretty exciting to see him going down. I know it's been classified, and I've said this before, that Anub'arak is not really a tank. Right, he is classified as a melee warrior because he is a melee hero and is slightly on the beefcake side, but slightly, not very, very obviously. So that's why some of the players here who are not familiar with the term melee warrior may actually think that that guy is actually just a tank. But you realize that he doesn't really have the ability to tank up quite well, and that's where I think it's pretty interesting to see as well, right? So we're gonna see Anub'arak and Feldstad. Feldstad, fantastic hero for DPS, as well as one of the most consistent damage dealer coming into this game here. So that's actually some pretty solid picks here. But what I'm really worried about is that we've seen Team Candy work with situations that they're denied Tyrael, and they actually decide to go for Tassadar. But Tassadar is gonna get banned here, and first pick Tyrael means that they also don't have Tyrael to work with. So here it actually looks like CLG might just be able to just put forward a very challenging situation for Team Candy to deal with. Some pretty good drafts coming out already. Next 2 heroes will be coming out from Team Cal Level Gaming. It seems like they actually decided to pick up this name because there is no Cal Level, in case you guys are wondering. That's actually a cheat, or rather a god mode, you know. Just say it's a password for a god mode in StarCraft. And there's also the reference coming in from Diablo 3. So Cal Level Gaming means that they're pretty OP and they're pretty strong. So I like this confidence on this team here. The next 2 heroes, they're taking some time to decide what they want to pick. But personally, I feel that they should definitely go for a little bit more of that interesting DPS. Tyrael is strong in terms of carry, that is for sure. But you want to see a little bit more reliable damage dealer on your team, an assassin for sure. So that's where I think we are just waiting for them to decide what is they're actually going to pick out first. Also like to see some support coming in, and it seems like they have decided to go for both the support as well as a solid damage dealer here. So Tychus and Rhaegar are going to be picked up here next by Cal Level Gaming. Going forward, back to Candy. They will decide on 2 more heroes here. And it's pretty nice to see that the 2 heroes is going to be Stitches and Brightwing. So quick picks coming up from Candy. Stitches and Brightwing. Stitches is a very good tank. In fact, one of the most tankiest hero in this game is Stitches. He's got some pretty good regeneration skill going on underway as well. Has got some pretty good mobility and utility hero elements in the hero as well. Definitely a hero that could hook well and could also help with just some disabled skills generally. You got that pretty big, you know, just that ultimate to just go in and consume a hero there. Pretty solid stuff coming in. Brightwing is fantastic. Brightwing is just really for the Emerald win. We talked about the viability of a Bling Heal Brightwing so far. Not really convincing so far in Southeast Asia. Pretty strong to see that coming out from the rest of the world already, but it seems like C teams are still not ready to switch towards that. So we're gonna have Stitches and Brightwing for Team Candy. Moving forward, CLG with 2 last picks here, and it seems like they still have some time to decide. So far, this is where it gets really exciting, because in Heroes of the Storm you don't really have a you don't really have a dedicated support. You have a healer, you have a guy who could really just help you out, win the game a little bit more. But you don't really have a guy to just plant sentry ward or stuff like that, right? So that's where it gets really exciting, because towards the end of the draft, you might just want to go for dual support. You might go for tank just to, out tank your opponent. They've already got one pretty good healer there, Rehgar, so not gonna be surprised if they go for dual tank. And you can also go for 2 more damage dealer. I think it's pretty fine as well. So far I haven't really seen specialists being thrown in the mix, but would love to see them real soon. Hopefully either team hears that and we'll be able to pick that up, but it seems like they're not going to go for those stuff. They will be going for Kerrigan and Arthas, coming from Call Level Gaming. Not sure if those fans in the Twitch chat actually recognize this draft, and if you know who's playing what, do let me know. But so far it's pretty clear to see that they have 2 tanks, 2 damage dealer, 1 support. So Rehgar's going to be the sole guy there. Rehgar's also pretty hard to take down, but that's definitely going to be on the agenda coming up from Candy. Last pick, gonna go towards Candy, and it seems like they've decided that it will be a Nazeebo. Pretty fast picks coming here. And Nazeebo is a specialist, for sure. But it's a very questionable specialist, because it's a specialist that has got a lot of extra option going into this game. Simply because it isn't really behaving as a specialist. It's more like behaving like it's an assassin, dealing a lot of damage. Can actually push some towers, but it's not really her kind of thing. That's kind of like Zagara stuff, right? Or even Asmodan kind of stuff. We have Nazeebo, very strong damage dealer along the way, and let's see what's gonna happen here. Right, so it seems like we are ready. We're going in for the first game, and it's gonna start real soon. But really excited to bring you this game so far. Drafting wise, pretty satisfied by both sides, and I think that it's a pretty fair draft to have coming out into this game here. It's just one of those drafts that it's just kind of exciting to see, because we've got CLG with 2 tanks, and we've got effectively Candy with also just he's got like 2 melee warriors, but not really 2 tanks, maybe 1.5. Feldstad's pretty good solid damage dealer. They really need to rely on Nazeebo for this game. It seems pretty possible, but it could look like Candy might be in a little bit of trouble here for this first game, and I'm gonna say why. Because they only have got 1 main damage dealer, and that would be Feldstad. If Feldstad's not able to get a very good game in the early game, he's not really gonna be able to deal damage to Shock and Awe. And Nazeebo is just pretty hard. It's nice to see Nazeebo's getting picked up last, because you don't have that retarded counter coming from Diablo's Apocalypse. So that's not like it's a straight up full counter position coming in from CLG. They are not given the chance here to decide what they actually want to counter. And also, that saying, Nazeebo actually will be able to hide behind shrubs using the Ravenous Spirit, and there is nothing really on the side of CLG to actually stop that, except for Tyrell's Judgment, maybe. And we're also going to be looking at Kerrigan as one of the rare factors to stop Nazeebo. Don't really see Kerrigan stopping Nazeebo. Always see Tyrell, or maybe Illidan with the Hunt, or maybe just Apocalypse and Diablo. That's a straight out counter right there for you guys. But Diablo's not going to get picked up here, coming in from CLG. So we have got some pretty good tanks, we've got some pretty good damage. Personally, I kind of like CLG's lineup a little bit better, and I'm going to tell you why. Because they got 2 tanks, 2 major tanks, and I like to see Arthas go with the Raise Dead skill here, because that's actually going to be very good for them, right? And that's basically all I have to offer for insights here. So going into this game, Game 1 of the Stormhalt's Episode 2 showcase match between Singapore and Philippines. I have on the blue team Candy from Singapore, and we're gonna have Vexy playing as the Nazeebo, Candy's as onto the Stitches, as well as Ray playing as the Feldstad, Kiro onto the Bright Wing, last but not least Maki onto Anubarak. And on the Ray team from the Philippines, it's gonna be Call Level Gaming, Cerebro onto his Tychus. We've also got Calistro onto the Arthas, and Arcantel, they're gonna be onto the Tyrell. Very nice looking Tyrell he's got. Richie onto that Kerrigan, last but not least, we also got Rehgar, going to be played by Panda User. Some pretty good stuff happening so far in this map already. You can see that most of the blue team is just congregating in the mid lane, looking for a very early gank. Hook is not going to connect, it's just aimed at this shrubs area. It's not like it's a purpose hook that is supposedly able to connect. It's really just a try and error kind of position. It's fine because Kenny still has got a lot of mana, and as Stitches you really have got quite a fair bit of mana to work with. Right, so all the way here at the top lane, we're going to see set up against Arcantel, and it's pretty clear to see that Ray is going to have a pretty good time here up against the Tyrael. Tyrael's not going to have a good time because that's a melee hero, and yes, Tyrael can actually do some harassment there, but it's not really going to be very effective. Meanwhile, mid lane, we're going to see Kuro playing as a Brightwing up against the Rehgar, so it's going to be a support mid lane, but already we're going to see a little bit of gang down south here. Cerebro get a bit of sidestep with the run and gun pretty nicely, but here goes also the zombie walls walling in Mucky. Mucky a little bit of trouble right now. Hook's not going to catch. Down goes the blue team for the first kill. And Rake team it up already. Bloodlust goes to them really high in morale right now. Cerebro dropping really low, but not enough damage on that Tychus yet. Seems like the missed Impale was half the reason why Cerebro is still alive at the end of that. Impale actually deals a lot of damage going into this game here. Kalistro, meanwhile, the mid lane gang on Kiro already with the stun going in, and there goes also the Impale coming in from behind, but now goes Arthur, taking too much damage from those towers there. Mucky goes in, Impale comes out once again, and Pana user now gonna get hooked here by Candy S, and they're gonna pull back very quickly. So we're gonna see some Primal grabs real soon. Ravage also could be used here by Irichi, but it's still not gonna come in handy yet. All the way here at the mid lane so far. Bottom lane, it's gonna be Cerebro up against Vexy. Vexy really irritating there with those spiders. And back to top lane, nothing much yet so far in terms of EXP. We're looking at 4:3 for level wise. 2 minutes into this game. Tribut's gonna spawn real soon. Down south, we're looking at a minigun run down there. It's not gonna happen quickly though. There goes Mucky, also a little bit of damage with also the Burrow Strike coming in from behind. It's not gonna be enough, but Kalistro uses the Tempest Storm. That's not gonna much though, and a quick hook from Kenny is gonna pull in Erichi, but that's just about it. And then Cerebro also gonna pull back the Impale, not really gonna connect on anyone there, just dealing damage on the tower. And Erichi also not gonna jump in here. So back to the mid lane quickly. In terms of talents, let's just check in here quickly on both sides. Kind of stuff. Nice to see Brightwing going for the bribe. That means that we're gonna expect some pretty quick game action coming forward. Meanwhile, hold that top because Candy has a little bit of engagement going on from his side here. Quick frost coming in from the. Not really gonna go in quickly though. Arthur's dropping, but before that, seems like we're gonna see Kerrigan drop first. A little out of range there, and Impale's not gonna connect, and it seems like Kerrigan's gonna be fine. And we also have Arthur's running away, very close HP, but blue team still hasn't snagged up more than one kill there. Kira's gonna blue to the top lane for Tribute. Walling out, boxing out the Tyrael. Tyrael wants to go in to try and disrupt this Ray on Feldstad. The hack's gonna go down, and oh my god, nice cancellation. Ray's gonna be alright so far, but Arcantel taking too much damage from a Light King. Meanwhile, Arthur takes the fall from behind, and a nice drill in there by Kenny as onto the Pana user playing as the Rehgar. And we've also got that huge explosion coming from Tyrael. But I don't think Ray team's gonna be able to stop them. Pre-10 seems like blue team's gonna have a slight advantage going forward. They've got a little bit more damage so far, which is kind of surprising. It's nice to see that on the Ray team we've got some good synergy going on, but they really need to make sure that that actually still works out well. So far, Cerebro all the way down south here by himself, farming up EXP. Really, in Heroes of the Storm, if you still haven't played this game yet, do opt in for Alpha. Soon, I believe Beta is going to be launched real soon. But back to the point, this is where it's really important that you go in for EXP. You stay in your lane because you really just want to try and farm out as much EXP as possible. Staying in the lanes gives you a lot of EXP from those creeps, which is pretty good. So far, we're going to see quick level 8 coming from the blue team. Arthur's coming from behind. Frozen Tempest used already, and there goes the stun. It connects nicely on Kiro, bribing a little bit of trouble so far. Now level 10 and no Emerald Win might be dropping quickly. There goes also the Primal Grabs, and it seems like Kiro's gonna drop first, and that's gonna be it. 3 kills is to 2 so far. Raid team in a little bit of a clutch position, I'd say, but it's still not pretty surprising so far coming from them. Tribute's gonna spawn real soon again. It's gonna be the second one. There we go. And it's gonna spawn in just about 15 seconds now. Raid team has got a pretty nice perimeter setup already, all the way up at the top lane. Kiro's gonna blink here quickly. Primal Gap's not gonna connect as well. Ray's gonna get stunned by Arthur's gonna try and run away with a little bit of the barrel roll. Still a lot of blows being exchanged here. Nothing much going in. There goes also extra damage there. Hook connects and Kalistro takes the fall. Meanwhile, Raid team attempts on the Tribute. Now I'm gonna try and pull back. Primal Gaps connects on Candy. The Stitches there. Stitches a little bit of trouble now. Not gonna fall just yet, and I can't tell. That's gonna be a Tyrael is manning up here to support the whole team. Not in that vicinity. Nice hook from Candy onto the Rehgar. Rehgar's in wolf form. It's gonna be a run away. Some damage being dealt there. It's not gonna be enough yet. And it seems like Tribute once again is going towards the blue team. Halfway mark done. 60%, and now it's going to the blue team. The second Tribute goes to them. Meanwhile, Maki a little bit of trouble But it seems like Kerrigan's gonna take the fall first. Kerry goes down. And we've got Cerebro pulling back once again. Meanwhile, Arthur just hiding behind the trees here. Or rather behind the fort. Not really the spot you want to be in, but here it seems like blue team is just overextending a little bit. Attempting on the hard camp of the red team. Not really the position you want to be in. Kiro's just going in for a lot of blink heal. They have got a level 10, so this is where it's really going to be interesting to see. And there we go, already Ravenous Spirit, Zombie Wall. It's a big one, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Down goes to Mammal from the red team. Done already. Also, Locust Song coming from Maki. That's going to make him a little bit more tanky because he's going to have a little bit of that lifesteal element in most team fight. Raid shouldn't have engaged there. They know that blue team is close to level 10. But seems like Call Level Gaming still falling short a little bit here. They're 50% EXP away from level 10. They now need to make sure they maintain lane presence just for that purpose. Meanwhile, Vexy again back to do that little specialist job of his, trying to push the a little bit. Those frogs really deal a lot of damage. Kerrigan actually in position for a gang, waiting for Arthurs to come in for the extra combo. Tribute's gonna spawn, they're gonna call it off just to secure the skills for the main Tribute fight here. Tyrell is not in this area. Tyrell really needs a level 10. Not gonna get it yet, 1 or 2 creeps away. And he gets level 10 for his team. Now we're gonna have Raid Team, level 10 already. We're gonna have a chance to look at talents a little bit later. But blue team is gonna look for the final Tribute, 50%, gonna cancel that voluntarily. Vexy, a little bit of trouble. Here comes the extra damage from Tychus. It's still not going to be enough. There's also the stun on Shock and All. It's going to connect nicely. But here comes Commandeer Odin from Cerebro. Meanwhile, Arthur's going to take the fall. Arthur is not able to use the ultimate at any point in time. Here comes also the bite from Candy. It's going to consume Kerrigan a little bit. Kerrigan going to jump around, but it's not going to be enough. He's also going to take the fall. Meanwhile, fighting just beside the Tribute, it is going to be Rhaegar up against the Anub'arak. But Ray with Tribute. Definitely going in already, and there goes the curse. Now on the Raid team, they also give away both towers as well as get at the mid lane here. So it's gonna be pretty nice to see that this fort's gonna be severely challenged. Arcanthal's gonna be here to try and buy the team some time. Hopefully it's gonna be alright. Overkill's gonna be used on Maki on the Anub'arak. He's actually gonna try fall back here. Healing Wall's gonna get challenged meanwhile. The whole team's not in this area. We got a little bit of lightning skill being used by Panda user. Still not going to be able to help him much in that position. There we have 1 HP minions, very quick to go down. Personally, I feel Arthas is really good on Cursed Hollow for one main reason. That's the fact that once the curse goes down, you have that Frozen Tempest to try and push the lane very, very fast. It's an AoE, it deals damage over time. Your opponent minions are at just 1 HP. So here's where we look at talents, guys. Well done. Emerald win on the Brightwing. Some pretty good stuff as well. Definitely with those regenerative rains, nothing much special coming in. Shock and All going in. Nice to see Stormhammer being buffed here pretty nicely. And Ravenous Spirit, Gorge, Locust Storm, pretty standard stuff. We've also got Arthas just pumping up Frozen Wastes there pretty nicely. Yeah, Syndra Gosa, which is not what I like to see. Simply because Syndra Gosa is not very viable here. But that's fine. It's a bit of argument for another day. Judgment, Maelstrom, Bloodlust, pretty standard stuff. Nothing surprising yet. Here comes the hook on the Rhaegar. Rhaegar actually goes down before he uses Blast Storm, but that's gonna be enough. And also Syndra Gosa comes out. But Tyrael takes the fall, and Kalistro a little bit of trouble. Arthas goes down. His cup slice far up. I can actually see him in a lot of a close proximity here. And we've got Cerebro, the only guy alive out from that engagement. 4 men down on the Raid team. Hook's not gonna connect. And now it seems like we're gonna have a little bit of attempt on the Raid team's Grave Golem. Grave Golem from the blue team already pushing all the way up here in the bottom lane. And it seems like it's almost done. But it's a pretty crazy position for the Raid team to be in, simply because you're gonna have 2 Grave Golems to work with right now, and that's not really what you want to do in that particular instance. But it should be still fine. So here we're gonna have a pretty big team fight. Zombie are gonna be used, and meanwhile Teal there. It's gonna try and bust a little bit more for a little extra damage here. CD wise, everything else looks pretty fine. Impel's gonna connect on Arthas, but that's not gonna be enough to kill him for sure. Arichi is gonna try and dance around a little bit. And still a lot of skills gonna be used. A Zombie Wall gonna be used here as well. Impel not gonna be used, but there goes the Hex on Kalistro, the Arthas. He's dropping really low, falls back in, picks up healing well. Takes a little bit more damage. Irichi as the Kerrigan in this area is still not gonna be able to try and box out. Seems like Call Level Gaming is gonna go down for the first game already. 16 to 12 in terms of level. Rhaegar's gonna get caught out here, and meanwhile Arthas coming up from behind. It's gonna be Odin. It's gonna get used already. Here comes also some extra shots coming in out. We've also got a homing rocket can be used as well. Meanwhile, no idea what else happening there with Kerrigan. Takes the fall quickly. And on the flip side, extra heal coming out there from Rega. Chain heals not really going to be effective in this position. But we've got 2 men down so far. They cannot take this team fight. Nice to see that Candy is really just making sure that they go in as a team, they come out as a team. That's what's really nice so far. Also, once again, gonna steal the hard cam. First tribute in a long time. That's gonna spawn all the way down south there. Kalistro comes in, Frozen Temper. Shock and all connects on 3. Down goes 2 members. Tyrael Tychus. Down goes also Arthurs. And that is gonna be it for them. Raid team. A lot of trouble. They're seeing cows right now. They're gonna have the 4th challenge right now. And Rehgar with Kerrigan. 2 very unsuspecting people to defend the fort. Very unreliable to defend the fort for just some reasons. The fact that they cannot tank, right? And definitely not able to defend the fort against Hardcam, as well as 4 members of the blue team just pushing. We've got Kiro doing a little bit of extra skirmish here, trying to pick off that tribute without much of a trouble there. We'll be able to do so successfully. And Core now is going to get a little bit extra challenge here. Here comes Tyrael. And it's nice to see that even though blue team doesn't have 2 tank, they're still able to outlast in most team fight. That is actually pretty surprising. So it's really more or less damage come from Shock and All. And right now at this point, I'd like to point out the damage from Feldstad. He's actually dealing a lot of damage of hero damage here. 35,000. Top for this whole game so far. And Browning also a very effective healer coming in. In terms of comparing healer, you can just see that Rehgar is just only about 14k. So chain heal really not what you expect. And so far, I haven't really seen Bloodlust being used yet from the Raid team. Maybe they still have some space left in this game, and oh my god, might just catch out the Stitches here. Frozen Tempest, there goes the stun, and there goes a little bit of the Gorge. Candy's gonna try warp it, but here comes Judgment. It reached a little bit of trouble, but still gonna heal a little bit here. Still gonna fall at the end of the day. Maelstrom gonna use, but here comes Shock and All. Down goes 2, down goes 4, 4 men down, and it looks like it's gonna be a wipe. Cerebro gonna face up against Ravenous Spirit. No one bothered to stop the Nazeebo there. She was just right here. Right here, and Tyrael was not able to do anything because Judgment was already used, and you don't have Arthurs landing the stun. Kerrigan was just too obsessed dating the Stitches there. I think they're a little bit of a nice relationship, but you know, really just stop Vexy. You're gonna have to stop the Nazeebo. Ravenous Spirit is one of the highest damage dealing spells in this entire game. You want to stop it as soon as it's casted. You want to make sure that it's gone. But of course, with those zombie wall animation going on, it's really hard to blame the Raid team for not spotting on the Nazeebo there, because they're just in shock in that team fight. It's like Shock and All, and the whole team was just like, what just happened? You know, everyone just went out pretty quickly here. We're gonna see some Siege Golem being captured here by the blue team. Overkill's gonna be, it's probably just gonna take down the Siege Golem without much of a trouble here so far. And 18-15, Raid team still has got a window here. They still are not out of this game yet. That's the beauty of this map here. I really like the fact that if you get a tribute, or rather if you get a curse for your team, it's still gonna be pretty possible. But so far, 18-15. In fact, we are gonna have the blue team slightly ahead in terms of those talents from level 16. We're gonna have a little bit extra challenge here. Richie jumps in. This is not good. You don't want your Kerrigan in front. And here comes again a second jump. Shock and connects on 2 once again. Panda uses a little bit of trouble. Bloodlust is, there we go. Bloodlust gonna be used. It's still not gonna be effective though. Healing Totem is gonna land there, but it seems like Kalistro is gonna be able to pick out Browning. Browning finally dies first, and that could be some good improvement from the Raid team side. Cerebro is gonna try and bail out on them. He's the last guy alive so far. Will be safe though, but the second curse for the team, the 3rd tribute here. In total, that's gonna be the blue team's 6th tribute already. They're gonna pick it up really nicely. But what went wrong in the last team fight? Specifically speaking, Kerrigan got too ballsy. You don't want your carry in front. You really want your Arthurs, you want your Tyrael to man up. Okay, Tyrael, maybe you're trying to snipe out Nazeebo or snipe out, okay, hold that thought a little bit. We're gonna see another engagement here. Vexy, a little bit of trouble. There goes Maelstrom, but Kerrigan still jumping in very quickly before even Tyrael jumping in there. Tyrael not able to steal in time. Here comes also the Gorge, and he gets blurted out really quickly. Arcantel goes down in a mere seconds here. Pretty solid standard coming from the blue team. We're also gonna see Kiro back to Vexy. Quick teleport being used there as well. Core dropping to just 70% right now. Syndra Gosa gonna buy the Raid team some time, but it's not gonna buy them 20 seconds. Here comes the Emerald Wind. Not really effective, but it's able to at least push Rehgar away from the Arthurs, the 9 potential heals there, and now 18%, 15%, core dropping really quickly, and the first game will go towards Candy from Singapore. Level 20 is to 16. If you look at the chart here, top DPS goes to Feldstad, and second of all for this whole game will go towards Nazeebo. It's not even Tychus from the raid team, it's Nazeebo, for God's sake. A little bit about the previous team fight and really what just happened there, and I like to point out at this point in time that there was really some ballsy moves from Kerrigan. Kerrigan is slightly tankier version of Assassin. Generally it's a melee assassin, and you have some good support, it's fine. You have Tasada, it's fine. But when you have 2 tanks, you really want your Arthurs in front, and the main reason I feel Arthurs wasn't in front was because he picked up Syndragosa. It's very important to note that in most competitive games, you don't want to pick up Syndragosa for the fact that you really want your Arthurs to just you know, tank up, really just tank up. And with Raised 8, you really can tank a lot, heal up a lot as well, and that's the main job of Arthurs in this game. Tyrael, I understand if he's just sniping but from behind, but he's always not in front, and that's the trouble here. Pretty sad to see that from the raid team. Of course, hopefully they will be able to sort out some of their engagement execution problems. And yeah, so far everything is pretty fine from the rest of that game. I think that it's interesting to see that we also got Rewind up on Brightwing. If I'm not wrong, he's got that Rewind, which is one of the main reasons why, you know, there's just such an absurd amount of heal coming up from the blue team. But right off the bat, it's really just like crazy stuff happening. Right off the bat, you have that ganks happening. Raid team got off to a pretty good start with the first kill. They have a lot more mechanics in terms of gank. You have that Arthurs with a stun. Tyrael in the early game is not really able to land a stun. Even that's pre-10 by the way, not able to land a stun. But Kerrigan has got a stun, so that's why you see Arthurs and Kerrigan ganking. Pretty good stuff. Frag Grenade from Tychus can also be considered as a little bit of a minor stun. More like it's a displacement kind of a skill, but in general you've got some pretty good stuff on the raid team. It's just sad that they're not able to execute it well. Key factors to note is that Feldstad and Nazeebo, they were able to just put off really awesome ultimates there. You have that shock and awe in a really narrow alley, and you've also got Nazeebo just being able to use Ravenous Spirit right next to the engagement. That is just crazy play from Vexy. He's just so ballsy because he knows no one can stop him in that moment in time. And I guess that's about it. Also, in terms of utility, you can actually see that there's a lot more utility on the blue team than on the red team. You got Anubarak with 2 stuns, you got Stitches with a hook, with Gorge, you got also got Nazeebo there with the zombie walls. Pretty good stuff there. And Feldstad's got no stun, but that's fine. Brightwing with Emerald Wind, so a lot of utility there on the blue team. Right, so Candy will win the first game, and we're going to take a short 5 minutes break. We'll be back with the second game real soon. I'm Babel, hope you guys enjoyed the cast. Do drop your feedback in the chat. See you guys in a while. And yep, just a 5 minutes break, so don't go anywhere.